Is my vision the subject of my work, or does it serve as a frame for developing projects and creating outcomes? Part 1. Discovering my role. Thinking about my personal relationship with my design practice, I've always had a genuine interest in depicting graphically the invisible experiences that make up who I am. However, this is counterintuitive as I struggle to look inside for input that is worth sharing and transforming into graphic outcome. Perhaps it's the need to detach myself from my work. Also, wanting to challenge myself to engage with more critical discourses. There were two essential texts that made me reconcile my conflicting positions, especially the concept of subjectivity presented by Donna Haraway in the text Situated Knowledges. Subjectivity is multidimensional, so therefore is vision. The knowing self is partial in all its guises, never finished, whole, simply there and original. It is always constructed and stitched together imperfectly and therefore able to join with another to see together without claiming to be another. Part 2. Developing the project. Prayer is a profoundly personal and meaningful practice that allows individuals to connect with the sacred and engaged in a dialogue with the divine. It can be spoken or silent, spontaneous or scripted, individual or communal. Personally, I believe that prayer is a medium of communication where the material and immaterial aspects of language collide. So as a designer, I found myself asking, how can I use graphic communication skills to express the formal characteristics of prayer as a verbal expression? To begin this exploration, I mapped the context of the practice of prayer. I found interesting the kinship between words, language, structure, and meaning. Dom Sylvester Hoedart's work was really inspiring. By manipulating the spacing between words and dynamic alignment of letters, he highlights the relationship between language, perception, and spirituality. As I see it, letters can be arranged in a composition and create abstract dynamic forms and reflect the formal and ritualistic nature of spiritual discourses. Through typographical manipulation, my experiments were a visual exploration of prayer's nature as a form of speech. I fractured the linearity of the text by modifying words' disposition and direction, as well as spacing the reader's experience by adding space between each word and letter. Consider the displacement of the words in the white page, making them shrink or expand in the space, depending on the meaning and intention of the sentence. Later on, I tried to look for other ways to modulate tone and voice through letters. To guide my process, I established a formula. Played with different fonts, scales, layouts to test how the expression of prayer varied. This made me think of the way in which a designer is able to control and mold the narrative in which information is perceived, processed, or perhaps performed. The Book of Common Worship by the Church of England intends to provide congregations and individuals instructions to practice their devotion. This book showed me how, through formal visual decisions, a designer can guide the reader to perform a text. I'm still exploring other possible ways in which graphic design skills express the nature of prayer. This means that I'm still forming my position. However, I recognize that even though this project originated from personal interest, by situating it in a landscape of practices and cultural knowledges, the focus changed. And now, it is the frame in which I investigate, experiment, and engage with formal aspects of graphic design.